Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Christmas Eve live stream coming to you from us here at Andy's shed. As you can see, I've gone up in the world a bit today. I'm a little higher than I would normally. Hello everybody and welcome to the show. I'm here at Pleasley Vale on this afternoon, and I do hope that some of you can join us here this afternoon. I'm just looking at the live chat, which hopefully is working here this afternoon, but who knows? You never quite know for sure, do you? So I'm just checking on it, just to make sure that we're on. Just making sure we're on. Just bear with us one moment. And we'll see if we are indeed on. Don't. I think we are. Oh yeah, it says live stream in progress. So it looks like we are actually on. Let's see if I can get it up on that computer, just to prove that we are on. Yep, we are. We are indeed here. And just to prove it, I'll just look at myself for a sec. Yeah, we're here. We are indeed here. We're here. Christmas Day afternoon, and yes, we are actually here and actually live, and that's a bit choppy. Oh, why is that choppy? Oh, no idea why that's been choppy. But we're here anyway. Broadcasting into Restream, so you can watch us on Odyssey, and you can also watch us on YouTube, should you so want to. Sorry that last week's stream dropped out, by the way, last Sunday, towards the end. I'm not quite sure what happened there. It all went a bit strange towards the end there, last Sunday. But we're here now and back on for this Christmas Eve special stream, as we always do these days on a Christmas Eve. And we are here today from the radio station. Right, where can I put this? I'm walking about with a phone in my hand, you see. But yeah, we are here from the radio station, and the radio station has grown a bit since you last looked at it. I'm sat in the hot seat right now, so I can you around. I can give you a little tour of it. Here is the mixer, and microphones and things, you see, and we now have two screens up above and another computer over there that is at the minute showing me what we are doing on here, what we're doing on Odyssey and on YouTube this afternoon. So that's giving me a stream back of that. And then here we've got a bank of all sorts of things. The thing at the top there, that is a very important piece of kit. That's the piece that a lot of radio stations miss out on, and it's why a lot of the smaller stations sound terrible, because they don't have one of those. That is a compressor, an audio compressor there. So it basically brings the quiet bits up and makes them louder and makes the really loud bits a bit quieter. So everything is kind of on a level. And then we've got a CD player down below there. This is the control decks for 2 CD players, and the actual players themselves are just below it. And at the very bottom there, that silver strip at the bottom there, that is a load of microphone processors. So there's processors for 4 microphones down there, but we're not using those yet. We have a telephone line in as well to us. This is a Potts telephone line at the moment. It's about to be replaced, so we've got to go VoIP over IP. I'm not very happy about that, but we've got to, unfortunately. And it is sat on top of a thing called a telephone hybrid, which enables us to put telephone calls through onto the mixer. If I press that button in like that, so it lights up a bit brighter, that means then on this green fader on the mixer, our telephone calls come into that if I put it up. So that's how we actually take calls through onto the mixer. Right, 1 or 2 people look like they are with us. It looks like Christopher 2000 is with us. It says, "Hi Andy, hi all." Hiya Christopher, good to see you with us. So yeah, that is basically how the radio station is working, and there is a keyboard down here as well for us to search for music and things on the system down here. Christopher says we're on Christmas Day in Australia. Oh yeah, so you're ahead of us, Christopher. I can never remember if Australia is ahead of us or behind us. I can never quite work it out. So yeah, we're on Christmas Day in Australia, Christmas Eve in the UK. So yeah, well, Merry Christmas if it is Christmas wherever you are in the world. As I say, sorry the stream dropped out last Sunday, the normal Sunday evening stream that we do. I've got no idea what happened to it, but just the internet and everything went screwy for about half an hour, so it all went a bit wrong. But we're back now, and it seems that it's working okay. I hope anyway. I'm looking at a preview of what's going out, and it looks like it's probably okay. We are on, supposedly at least, on fast internet here, so hopefully you should be getting a beautiful 720p stream at something like about 30 frames a second. And if you're not getting that, let us know, because I want to know why from my internet service provider, who we've had a lot of trouble with over the last couple of months here. Basically, they accidentally cut the internet off to the studio here. And of course, internet is key to what we do here, being an internet radio station. And the internet service provider, PlusNet, managed to accidentally cut us off. They cut us off in a couple of minutes, and it took them about 6 weeks to get us back on again. So I had a few harsh words for them, let's say, shall we? Yeah, we'll leave it at that, I think. But that is basically what happened. So yeah, and we've got all sorts of stuff here. The room here is just not big enough for the amount of stuff that has arrived to fill it. Theoretically, this is just a radio studio. In practice, it is far more than that. There is all sorts of stuff here now. A lot of which probably really shouldn't be. Probably should find somewhere else for it to live. Including 3-player pianos that have now turned up. I think there was one here was there one here last Christmas? Was it here last Christmas? One of them. Certainly on one of the streams that we've done, there was one of them here, and there's now 2 more that have turned up. If you were listening at the very beginning, you will have heard it playing in the background. If you were on this stream at the very start. Christopher says, I have 2 clocks in my new home, one set to UK time and one set to Australian time. What a brilliant idea! Yeah. Don't get them mixed up though, Christopher. That's the thing. How far different are you then? How far out is Australia to the UK? Because it is, what is it? It's 2:20 on Christmas Eve afternoon here, on 24th of December. So it's 2:20 in the afternoon here. What is it where you are? How many hours out are you? Because I know you normally watch our sort of Sunday evening stream in the wee small hours of the morning. So I know you're a good few hours out. Yeah. He's going to say it's like 1 o'clock in the morning now, isn't he? I'm going to be guilty for getting him up at like 1 o'clock on Christmas Day morning or something. Yeah, it is. It's 1:20 in Australia, apparently. It says 1:20 a.m. in Australia. Crikey, there's dedication for you. There's dedication. Not off. So yeah, here we are. Another Christmas Eve. Yeah, what's everybody been up to? Now we were going to do this outside today. We were going to be outside and do one of the Lost Railways things. The reason we've not done that is we've just had a storm here over the last couple of days, and we're still on the tail end of the storm, and it's extremely windy. And while in a way it's quite nice that it's windy, because it doesn't tend to be raining so much when it's windy, and it is actually quite a nice day outside, sun's out and everything. The problem is the audio. We wouldn't be able to get the audio back in a satisfactory way. You'd be getting lots of wind noise in the audio if we did this from outside today. So that's why we've elected to come into the relative warmth. I say relative warmth. You'll notice I've got a woolly jumper and a coat on. The relative warmth of Pleasley Vale Mills to do the stream here this afternoon. So yeah, it is just relative warmth. I promise you. If you are watching us on YouTube and you are wondering where the chat people and that are, the chat is on odyssey.com, which you should be able to log into there. I've been having trouble getting the chat to play through our website though. It should play through our website, andyshed.com. No, andyshed.coldpress.net. That's andyshed.coldpress.net/live. It should play through that, but I've been having trouble because something to do with security settings and all this nonsense. I wish they'd just do away with all this security nonsense and just let you play whatever website you want to play. Because all this HTTPS and security and that, it drives me mad because you just can't play off the websites that you want to. I've got my cup of coffee this afternoon. I'm feeling like I'm needing coffee this afternoon. It's one of those afternoons. Christopher says, I'll be on trains all day today. He's going bashing, rail bashing, as they would say here in the UK. Yeah. Are your trains busy on Christmas Eve, Christopher? I imagine they might be quite busy. It's fairly busy here. The run up to Christmas here, everything was pretty quiet until like yesterday, Christmas Eve, and then everybody decided to go and do the Christmas shopping all at once, and it's absolute pandemonium now. So another reason I've come in here is basically to get away from the hordes and hordes and hordes of people who are out. Because those hordes and hordes and hordes of people are probably going to have COVID, aren't they? So I'm staying away from them all. At least trying to. So I'm trying to stay away from all the people, shall we say? Right. So I can give you a little tour of what we've got here. Christopher says I've not got him up. He's not been to bed yet. Crikey. There's Brave. How's the moving gone, Christopher? Have you got everything unpacked yet? Now you've moved into your new house. Have you unpacked everything? Right, I'm picking you up. So we'll go for a little walk, and you can be able to see what's here. So I can't really easily show you what the radio desk looks like as I sit at it, because there's really not enough room, but I'll try. Hang on. So that's kind of what it all looks like as we sit at it. That's what the main part of the studio now looks like. You may have noticed a gap in the rack there. That gap is because we want to put a tape player in that rack as well. So that's what that gap is for there. Talking of tape players, Dominic's reel-to-reel machine is here, still providing sterling service, and we do actually use that from time to time, because I have been transferring a load of stuff that came in on reel-to-reel tape for a friend of mine, transferring it onto a digital format, because he'd got a load of reel-to-reel tapes that he wanted digitizing. So that's what we've been doing. And here are just some of the player pianos. Right, here's the first one. This is one of the player pianos. This is the one that I played before on the stream. This was the first one to arrive, but since then 2 more have come. This one, which is the one that I was playing earlier. Now this piano has got an interesting story behind it. This belonged to a lady who lived locally. She basically gave it to an antiques dealer friend of mine, and he was trying to sell it. And then COVID happened, and so this piano got left on a loading bay. It was inside, but it was a loading bay. We sort of shut the doors on it, and got a bit damp over about 4 or 5 years. Well, COVID and that happened, and the thing, although it had arrived in playing condition, it wouldn't play anymore. So we stripped it down. Basically what happened was, I was going to buy the books off Michael that came with this piano to play on this piano. So I went and bought the books off him, and when I bought the books off him, he said, "You do know those books come with a free piano, don't you?" So I ended up with the piano as well. So this has been stripped down and got going again, because, as I say, it had got a bit damp in the years it had been sat in the loading bay through COVID. It needed a fair bit of work, and it's still not playing entirely correctly, but it is reasonable at the minute. And then there's this one that's all in bits at the minute. This was an eBay find, this one, and it came to us, and there's a problem with the player mechanism that you can see if you look at the pedals down there, because this pedal doesn't rise up. There's like a spring gone in it or something in the mechanism. So I've got to get all this gear out underneath here, All this is all mounted like on a vertical board, on a black vertical board. And behind there are some bellows that these pedals operate. So I've got to get all that out to get to these bellows to find out why that pedal isn't coming back up. Find out what's broken and the mechanism of that. But the problem is, it doesn't come out because it kind of won't come out past this piece of wood here. You see, it won't come out past there, look. So if anybody knows how to get that out, it is a piano that I can't pronounce the makers of, but here's what it says inside it. It's made by them in Stuttgart, Germany. And as you can see, it's all in bits at the minute, because we're doing quite a lot of work on it. But it's a good opportunity to see how it all goes together. This is the mechanism out of it. This is what they call the action, and this is what makes it play. You'll see the hammers that hit the strings up the top here, and this is what hits the hammers. So when you play a note on the piano on keys, which are up here like this, you see the keys kind of act like a seesaw when you put them in the keyboard here. So when you press the front of a key down, that back end of it lifts up like that, and that thing at the back there at the top, that you see, that then hits on the bottom of here like this, which pushes a hammer forward and plays a note. Now when you lift these up, they should come straight back again like that one is doing. You see that? That one's coming straight back again, look, but they don't all do that. See, that one's not come back. Some of them are a bit stiff, so this action needs working on to unstiffen them. So that's why it's all out of the piano at the minute, but you see all the strings and that in the back there. And the player mechanism out of it, that's also missing out of it at the moment. It's over the far side of the room, the actual player mechanism. So they are the three pianos, and on each side there you will notice there is also a barrel piano, but that's another story. That is in very, very poor condition, that barrel piano. It's very, very rotten. It's been bodged by somebody previously. It's on its side because its legs were so rotten it wouldn't stand up, and it had been bodged by somebody previously, just cosmetically, and when we got it here it just basically all fell apart. It was that bad, that rotten. So we do want somebody to restore this. So if anybody out there fancies having a go at restoring a barrel piano, there's one here for you. Let me know. Get in touch, andyshed.corepress.net, and fill in the contact us form, because I would like to see this get restored, but I just don't think I'm ever going to get round to it, what with all the other things that I've got to do. And another thing that's arrived recently is a cassette copying mechanism. You can see it all sort of stood behind there. There's 3 units of it there. There is a 4th unit that's somewhere else at the minute, but that's all cassette duplicating machine. Something that's quite rare these days, but yeah, it's a 4 unit cassette duplicator, and the master unit duplicates onto 2 cassettes. The slave units, of which I've got 3, duplicate onto 3 cassettes. So I can make 3, 6, 9, I can make 11 tapes from one at any one time with that. So that's just some of the stuff that's arrived. Also arriving have been a valve radio or two. I said a lot of stuff had come, didn't I? And sure it has. Here's just one of radios that has recently appeared. This one being a Ferguson. And we've got 3 or 4 of these now of different types. There's another one up there. You'll see that one is a GEC, that one. That one needs work on it. It's missing part of a knob on that side there, look. It should be like the other side. But this Ferguson one apparently works. So, all interesting stuff. So as you can see, we've got more stuff arriving here than there really should be. And it's all kind of getting in the way a bit now. So we do need to have a bit of a sort out and try and find new homes for some of it if we possibly can. And there's some telephones that we're working on and stuff as well. Right, what are people up to in the chat? Oh, Miguel has joined us. He says, hi all on this Xmas Day Eve. He says, staying indoors as I am always cold. Sorry, in my opinion, Xmas is the worst time of year. Lost my mother over Xmas when I was still a kid in the 50s. And brings back memories. Yeah, I'm not keen on Christmas either, Miguel. I'm with you, mate. I'm not overly keen on Christmas at all. I'm a summer person. I'm always cold, hence the woolly jumper and the coat and being indoors. But yeah, I'm always cold, and I'm not overly fond of Christmas. Christmas used to be better than it is now. What I used to like about Christmas, the main thing I used to enjoy about it, was being able to sort of sit down and watch some good films on the telly. Well, that doesn't happen these days, does it? There aren't any. There's just no good films on all over Christmas, I don't think, this year. It's absolutely abysmal what's on the television this year. So yeah, I think we'll be watching the streamers. We'll be watching like YouTube and Odyssey and Daily Motion and all those sites. We'll be using them quite a lot over Christmas, and I'm sure some of you who are not watching this live will be watching us after the event over Christmas. You'll go, oh, he's done the live stream, I didn't know he was on. So you'll be watching it after the event. So if you are, Merry Christmas to you too. Christopher says, I hardwired my 1968 GPO 746L yesterday in the railway room. Excellent. You're getting them all reinstalled then, are you, Christopher, after your move of house? Getting all the phones back up and running. Could do with you over here to do some wiring if you're good at wiring, because this studio, basically, I just plugged all the wires together, but it's really not neat at all. And there are a lot of cables. Loads and loads and loads of audio cables going everywhere in here. It's like proper spaghetti. It really is. So yeah, lots of stuff, and lots of stuff. You'll be able to get some phones restored over Christmas, Miguel, if you're having a fairly quiet one. Yeah, get some more phones done and stuff. Talking of phones, our friend Fungi Phipps, who appears occasionally, I've got some of his phones here at the minute being worked on. He popped in a few weeks ago and brought me some phones that he wanted me to get going. I showed you a few of them a few weeks back. I showed you a couple of candlestick phones of his a few weeks back, but he has got various other ones here that he wants me to get going, some of which are sort of European and that, and will be of particular interest to me get, I bet. One of them is this one. This is unbelievably heavy. I think these have got metal cases on them, haven't they? These. And crikey, that's heavy. Hang that on the wall, it'll pull the wall down. but yeah, it wants me to get him that one going. Quite a nice phone, that. Just a problem with the dial. The dial doesn't seem to want to return at all. So I don't know whether it's just seems to move easy enough but doesn't return. So I've got a feeling it's probably a broken dial spring in that. Yeah, I've got a feeling that's got either a broken dial spring or a dial spring that's come off somehow. So that's one that we've got to sort out for him. So we're working our way through these, Fungi, if you're watching. We are working our way through them. That's one. What else have we got on here? Oh, and another thing that he sent in to have fixed, that you may not have seen one of these for years and years and years. A proper thing of the 70s. A flip clock. So that's another thing that I'm hoping we can repair for him. So yeah, got a flip clock to do here as well, and we've also done some frock phones for him and various other bits and pieces as well. So there the odds and ends for Fungi Phipps and stuff. And he also, when he came, he brought me a present, which I've not done anything with yet, but I will at some point, which is a couple of these. These are the strange intercom-y type things that you see every now and again. Kind of based on a 300 series, but not exactly. They're different in detail and that. They arrived in the way I absolutely love to find these phones, which is filthy. It's always good when you find a phone that's filthy, because that tells you it's not been messed with. So here it is, and if I take the lid off, take the case off, you can then see what's inside it. And actually, there's not much in there, is there? There's a coil and what appears to be a buzzer up there, and a lot of cable connections that go into this big fat wire that's been severed. Oh dear. And that, I'm assuming that's what would have gone to the handset. That one. And up there you see the innards of the thing. So one day, when I'm feeling brave, I'm going to tackle these and see if we can do anything with them. But the key to it is getting them working. I think that you've got to replace this big fat cable, and it has been cut, as you see. I've got more of the cable on the other one. The other one looks got more off it, but just look how many connections there are out the end of that. It's unbelievable, the number of connections. from it, and I think that probably connects to a big central terminal block somewhere. I think all the phones connect to a big central terminal block, but how you wire them up, I have no idea. If anybody's got any idea how you wire these, I'd be very interested to know. And also here we've got another one of these American war phones that is in the process of being restored at the minute. It started out life this sort of ivory colour. I got it and it was blue, and I realised somebody had painted it, and quite by chance I'd got a rag with a bit of isopropyl alcohol on it, and I noticed the isopropyl alcohol made the paint bubble. So I rubbed it a bit more and it started rubbing the paint off. So I'm about halfway through isopropyl alcohol in it to get this paint off now. And the beauty of doing it this way is it doesn't touch the plastic. The plastic stays nice and smooth. And it looks like it's been a sort of purpley colour after it was its original ivory colour. It looks like somebody painted it purple, then somebody's painted it blue. But we are in the process of restoring it back to how it should be, that one. So that'll be a nice one to get back to normal and back into one. Right, what are folks up to in the chat? The answer is yes. I will play you the pianola in a bit. What are people saying? Oh, Dominic's joined us. He says, hello everyone. Sorry I can't stay for long, but I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year, Dominic. We will see you very, very soon. Christopher says, I've been rewiring my 240 volt 1996 Sylvania street light. Crikey. Yeah, I've got a couple of street lights, but they're not wired in at the minute. I've got a couple of lamp posts I need to put up in the garden as well, but they're cast iron and they're mega heavy. Could do with a team of elephants or something to help me get them upright. Chris says he's getting everything working in his new home, including rewiring the street lights. Excellent. What are you up to then, Miguel? Are you up to much over Christmas, or are you having a quiet one and just waiting for summer like me? That's what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for summer to come along. I think it'd be much better if it was summer. I quite like it when it gets to about January 2nd or 3rd, because I always feel you're going away from summer up to Christmas, but then once you're into the new year, I feel you're going back towards summer again, which I guess with winter solstice and all that, you kind of are, aren't you? You actually are, but it really does feel that way. Once you've got New Year's Eve and all that stuff out the way, it feels like you're going back towards the summer again, and we can look forward to going back out there and doing all the steam rallies and stuff and that we normally do. We will be back at Sheffield Steam Rally in 2024 in the summer. We also hope to be at the Sheffield Model Engineers Enthusiast Weekend in the summer as well. What else are we going to be doing in 2024? Yeah, there'll be some stuff on the canals as well in 2024. There'll be some boaty type stuff going on. Yes, we're joining the ranks of the YouTube boating community. So yeah, you'll see me and a few other people on the water in 2024, all be well. Hopefully on the water and not falling in the water. But that's something to watch out for in 2024 as well. And of course, we're hoping to get this radio station going as well in 2024. So that's another thing that we're hoping is going to be happening over the new year. Christopher says he's having a quiet Christmas. He's just going to be riding trains all day. Do trains operate then on Christmas Day in Australia? Because I don't think much of anything operates on Christmas Day here. I think the public transport here on Christmas Day is more or less nil. So you're doing well if you've got any. Yeah, because we don't have much here. Christmas, everything properly shut down at Christmas Day. Right, I'll just finish my cup of coffee, then we'll play you a tune to end on today. To end the stream on. We'll quit while we're ahead, because it's actually going reasonably well, this stream. I'm quite pleased with it. Miguel says, yes, New Year can't come quick enough. It says, I like that wall phone. Also, it has a hinged back clip to fasten it. Yes, it does, I think. It needs a hinged back clip. You don't want to be taking the case off that. It weighs a ton. It really is heavy, that. It's one of the heaviest phones that I've ever picked up, that. It's mega heavy. Yeah, I think it's these things with metal cases that it just makes them ridiculously heavy. Christopher says, yes, our trains do run on Christmas Day and they're free. Crikey. British Rail, take note. Free trains on Christmas Day. Any trains on Christmas Day would be quite good. But how about making them all free as well? Blimey, people at our rail companies in the UK have got apoplectic if they thought they'd got to run on Christmas Day and run free as well. Crikey. I think we ought to have a campaign for free trains on Christmas Day. Be a nice little trip to the south coast on Christmas Day and back, wouldn't it? Yeah, what a great idea. Sorry, I'm looking up there all the time because that's where the chat is at the minute on a computer up there. So yeah, marvellous, absolutely smashing, super smashing, great. Look at what you could have won. I am just opening the radio software here. So you can see some of the stuff that we use. Right, so before I get up and move from here, I'll show you what is on the computer screens. This screen here, this is a thing called RD Catch that we use a suite of software for the radio station here called Rivendell, which is professional radio automation software. This is a thing called RD Catch. Now what this does is it downloads bits of audio from places. So what this is doing at the minute, every hour this downloads a news broadcast from Sky News at the moment. So that's what this does every hour. The yellow one is the next one that it's going to do at 15:45, and it puts it into what they call a cart, which is short for cartridge from the days when radio stations used to use cartridge machines. And then on this screen over here, this is the thing that plays cartridges. So, for instance, the Andy in the Afternoon opening jingles and that, the funny little opening jingles that we use, I can play you one of those because they're not copyright. So if I switch that fader on and put that fader up like that, and then you should hopefully, if I turn that up, you should, if I click this button here, you should hear something play. Do that one.
And now, from the studios of PVRBroadcasting.com, it's the man without a portfolio, because he left it on the bus. It's Andy in the afternoon.
And that's one of the things that plays into a piece of music and stuff. So that's how we play stuff out. And when we want to go on air for a day, what happens is we have a thing called a main log here, and then you select a log there, and if we've got some done here for like February 2024, because we think we might be on air by February. So if I click that one there, and it will load that whole log up in a minute, and all this will change, and it'll have music and all sorts of things in it. So there it is. And if I go to the 2 o'clock hour, and then I go to like the time at the top right there, you see, is like top left rather, is 14:55 and 44 seconds now. So if we look for what we've got here, starting at 14:48 here is a piece of music. So we can make that next, and it says we are under time there by 13 seconds, 12 seconds, and we'll be dead on time if we start that piece of music playing now, like that, Right, I've got to turn that down now so you can't hear it, but that piece of music now, which is Undivided Love by Louise, that is playing, and we are on time now for the news to come up, because it will, now as you can see that, it will play a jingle, the Pleasley Vintage jingle, at 14:59:59, and then at 15:06 or 3 o'clock and 6 seconds past 3, it will actually play the news. So the news will come up at 6 seconds past the hour. Then it will play a jingle again, the Pleasley Vintage jingle, and then it'll play Come On Over by Shania Twain. But at the minute, it is playing Undivided Love by Louise. If you don't believe me, I'll turn the sound up on here just for a second. You see? It is indeed playing it. So that is how the play out system works, and I can stop that at any time and talk between these items on here. So that is how the radio play out works. It's all clever stuff, you know. Right. So that is about it for this Christmas Eve. I do hope you are enjoying what we're doing here this afternoon. And yeah, shame more of you can't be joining us live, but I understand a lot of people are busy, of course, on Christmas Eve. And I'm sure some of you will be watching this after the event over Christmas Day and Boxing Day and stuff. And over the next few days. We will be back again with our normal live stream next week, which is New Year's Eve, isn't it? Next week, so we'll be back with that next Sunday, which is New Year's Eve. There might be another one in the week. So I'm trying to decide if we should do one on Boxing Day or not. Miguel says, going back to telephones, it says, yeah, those metal telephones were well made. It says, I've also got my Northern Electric in a very good state. It says, that mystery phone that we were talking about on the stream the other day, it went for far too much money. What did it go for in the end, Miguel? I didn't look in the end what it went for. I think it was listed, when I saw it listed, I think it was about 30 quid, wasn't it? What did it end up going for? I bet it was crazy. I bet it was about 150 quid, 200 quid, something like that. Christopher says he's going out train riding, but he's only riding the 1980s Comeng trains today. So yeah, he's only going on the old trains, not on the new trains. Don't blame him. New trains break down. Right, that's almost it for today. But before we go, I promised you a bit of music, didn't I, on the old pianola? It's not Christmas without a bit of pianola music, is it? Now you'd think, with all the pianola rolls that we've got here, you would think that we'd have some Christmas music, wouldn't you? You think, oh, Andy will have got some Christmas music with all that, you know, because we have got rather a lot of rolls now. And if anybody's got any pianola rolls that they don't want, yeah, send them this way, because we're always looking for rolls, but yeah, we've got quite a few, because these are all rolls up here. You see, in these boxes up here, and in that bag there, and in that blue crate there, they're all pianola rolls in there. And some of these very old pieces of music, if you just look at the labels on some of these, they're just brilliant, the labels. You know, these are particularly old ones, and the rolls themselves are quite good. You know, the actual rolls themselves are really quite exciting, some of them. Let's get one out, because the leaders on the rolls are like works of art themselves. I mean, I'll show you this. This is just the leader on the roll. This is not, oh, it's upside down. Hang on, here it is upside down. Yeah, it's because it goes in the machine that way up and it rolls downwards onto the bottom, you see, so that's why it's this way up. But just look at the kind of artwork that goes into that. Absolutely superb. So there is the roll, and there you can see the holes. There's 88 notes basically across. Each note is behind a hole, and it works on suction. It doesn't blow, it works on suction. So when the tracker bar on the pianola, when a note is uncovered by there being a hole in the piece of paper, then that note plays. Now what happens is, when you've got a long sustained note like that that's got lots of holes together like that, what happens is they tend to get perforated like that, you see. The rolls get damaged, so the rolls are very, very, very fragile, some of them. So you do have to be very careful with them, and I've got some that need repairing and restoring. So I'm learning the art of paper restoration at the moment. If any of you watch the Repair Shop on TV, you'll see a guy on there who does marvellous things restoring old books. And basically, I'm trying to learn what he does to restore his old books, using his Japanese tissue and things like that, because I'm hoping we can apply those techniques to restoring pianola rolls as well. But we have got a lot of rolls here, and like I say, you would think that we'd have a Christmassy one or two, wouldn't you? But unfortunately, I don't think we have got a Christmas one. What's this? Oh Solo Mio. Yeah, it's Oh Solo Mio, this one, apparently. Can you see that? Yeah. So that's, for those of you who don't know, that is the music that they used on the Cornetto adverts, isn't it? So, you know, just one cornetto, give it to me. You must be joking, they're 90p. That music. Right. So, we'll have a go, shall we? Right, if I can turn you guys around. Can I make it so you can see what's happening? It's a bit tricky to get you in a place where you can see what's going on. Hold on a minute. Maybe if I put you a bit lower down, you'll be able to see more. Right. Right. Can you see where you are now? Yes, you can. Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Right. I'm hoping this bit of music's old enough to be out of copyright. We'll soon find out. Right. So, what you do is, looks like a normal piano when it's all shut up, because your little doors close like that, you see. So it looks like an ordinary piano, and it's only given away that it's not an ordinary piano when you open those like that. And there's this brass tracker bar thing in there that sucks through a load of little tiny holes along here. And so when the paper is over those holes, it can't suck, so it doesn't play a note. But when a hole is behind a hole in the paper, then it can suck and it plays that note. That's the idea of how it works. Right, so we put this paper roll in here. There's like a spindle thing that we have to engage it on, like that. I'm going to say some of these are super fragile and some of them are taped up on that over the years. And then we look at it like that. I think that's about in the right place. So I can then get that open like that. Make sure this is set to play, this little lever here, because it is silent and re-roll. Re-roll makes it go backwards, a bit like rewinding a tape. But we want that on play. Right, so we'll try and play this. So this should be O Solo Mio. Now I've not played this one, so I don't know how good this is going to be. Some rolls are much better than others. Some are a much better arrangement than other ones. I don't know what this one's going to be like, so we'll give it a go. Oh, solo mio. Probably a bit fast that, because you can change the speed of it. But yeah, it's not the greatest player. For some reason, this is not playing the high notes very well. It's playing the low notes okay, but it's not playing the high ones very well. It's all to do with how much puff it needs to hit the key sort of thing. Like I say, it wasn't playing at all when I got it because it had been stood on this loading bay. It did play very well. I remember when Michael first got it and he was trying to sell it, and it played very, very well indeed. But then it spent 4 years or so sat on this loading bay, and after that, not so good, unfortunately. So yeah, but it is getting better. I think it's kind of drying out now it's here, and it is playing better than it did a few weeks ago. So yeah, it's getting there. It is improving slowly. So yeah, that is the player pianola, and that is the live stream for this Christmas Eve. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I'll just go and make sure of what people are up to in the chat and things before we love you and leave you, as it were. Yeah, oh solo mio. So yeah, let's see, we've got some more up here as well. Oh, hang on. What have I switched on there? Right, so we've got some more rolls up here, you see. All different rolls, including some relatively new ones, like eye level, which is definitely still in copyright, so I can't play you that one. But yeah, loads and loads and loads of them, as you can see. Right, so I shall go back over here and see what folks are saying in the chat. Right, put you back down there. Now I'll have a look what everybody's saying in the chat. Miguel says he'll hopefully catch you all on Boxing Day, as there's nothing on TV. I'll have a look what's on the satellite. Probably better programs from the continent. Yeah, probably are, Miguel. It says Repair Shop is one of the best programs. Along with the bidding room, he says. Miguel says, good demo, this has cheered me up. I hope you can make Boxing Day again. Yeah, we'll see what we can do on Boxing Day, Miguel. We'll see if we can do some more on Boxing Day. I might even manage to find some Christmassy tunes out on the pianola. But yeah, we'll see what we can do on Boxing Day. Right, I'll stand you up there a minute. And Christopher says, I've got my Sylvania street light on my outside balcony now. Excellent. You'll be have it turned on at the minute. It's the middle of the night there, isn't it? Right, that is about it. I've nearly drunk my coffee, so it's time for me to head off and do all the things and prepare to be all Christmassy. Oh, I don't feel like being all Christmassy today. I don't. I think I'll just stop here and hide. But thanks to everybody for taking part and watching once again. We will see you all being well at some point on Boxing Day. Just can't tell you a time at the minute, but it'll probably be around about the same again. probably be around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that again on Boxing Day, I would have thought. And yeah, we will see you again, and then we'll be back to normal on next Sunday, which is New Year's Eve, back to normal around about 6:30 with another live stream. But from me for now, have a great Christmas, whatever you are doing. I hope you do manage to find something decent to watch on the telly over the festive period. But for me for now, have a fantastic one, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.